right before we wrap it up, let's go back to what we were talking about at the start with the NBA finals, um, and the legacy of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Steve, you brought this up at the start about talking about dynasties. Over, probably the history of the NBA, we've seen um, the Jordan Bulls, um, the Bird Celtics, Magic's Lakers, Kobe and Shaq's Lakers. Um, I would say Miami Heat, LeBron and D Wade, the Spurs. You grand, I don't know if you agree with that one, but go
No, go
ahead,
ahead.
take the floor. Talk about legacies and dynasties in the NBA. What do you think that this is a dynasty, or are you against this being a dynasty?
I listen. It's been a lot of talks going on. Some people like Bill Simmons. I said Ben Simmons. Bill Simmons
Well,
have said that this is not a dynasty because of it's been a short run. Whatever, whatever.
I think he's a little jaded. I
Oh,
think
for sure, for sure. Listen, I think a prime example of a dynasty is the 1960s Celtics. It's the 1980s Lakers, and I think, of course, the San Antonio Spurs in the 2000s. For me, the definition of a dynasty is a team that keeps a core, that is competing for over 6 to 8 years, and is able to win. Now, you talk about, like, for example, I think the OKC Thunder, they were winning for about 6 years straight, but they were not able to get a title. So I'm not going to call that a dynasty. The Miami Heat, I agree
okay,
that because they won two. They had a good run. They went to the finals 4 years. I think they had a great run, but I would not call them
not a
a dynasty.
dynasty. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. No, Jordan Bulls, you omitted them
absolutely.
because they are
They are because they were
okay.
winning for 8 years. They
Hmm.
were they won 6 championships
That's
and
true.
going to the finals. And again, they kept their core. They had Jordan, the coach, Phil Jackson, and Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
So
Now, what about like Showtime Lakers, like Magic's Lakers, or
absolutely,
even Isaiah Thomas's Pistons?
I wouldn't call that a dynasty because I think they were only
Okay.
competing for about 5, 6 years and they won two. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's a dynasty. This is
Okay.
where I will say the Golden State Warriors are absolutely a dynasty. They
I
have been
agree.
winning for the past 10 years. They have been on top of the league. For 2 years, for sure,
Yeah.
they weren't there, but that was because of injuries. They came back the year everybody was healthy and they won it again. I think, they kept the same core Steph, Clay, Draymond. They have the same coach, Steve Kerr. And they have won four in the past 10 years. That's just unprecedented.
Yeah.
Like, what
That's
other team
insane.
can you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Patriots, for example. How many rings did they win altogether with Tom Brady?
They won
Is it five?
six with
Is it
Tom Brady.
six?
I think it
Yeah.
was six, yeah. And how many years were they competing? From the start of 2000s to like 2017, was it? The last time they won?
I think they won their first in either '04 or '05.
No,
Um,
I swear it was
but
earlier
they
than that.
02.
That was
may,
that was
maybe
like
okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry. I mean, like they're because they had a year where they won it, and then there was a gap in between. But if you look, the better
They won in 02.
conversation, the better conversation is around Tom Brady. Because if you look at it, it's been every other year, I think, over the past like maybe 8 years, Tom Brady has won a championship. Pull that up. Pull up the NFL champions over the past like 10 years or whatever. I'm pretty sure over the past 8 years, it's been Patriots, Eagles, Patriots, Bucks, or uh, you know, I
Yeah.
forget what the team was. Kansas City, but like, I think that's the better conversation because that's where the Spurs, yes, is a dynasty, but when I was looking at their team, it was like they had a big gap. They won in what? The 99 season. They won the year after Jordan. They won in '05, and then they won like two,
So yeah, they
right?
won in the 90s, they won in 2005, and then they won in
Yeah.
2008, and they
Yeah.
won, I'm missing one, but they won in 2013 as well.
13.
So they
Yeah.
might have
Yeah. I
won
think they
two
went in,
in early
I think they went back
2000s,
to back.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that's what I wondered because when it's so spread out, I'm like, yes, they kept the same core, but they didn't win consecutively. You know what I mean? Like for the fact that the Warriors won, what was it, 3 in 4 years or something like that? Like that right there, in my opinion, is a dynasty. Like the fact that you took 4 years and you won 3 of the championships, like Michael with the Bulls, 3, 2 years off, 3 dynasty, Magic 5 in like 8 years or something like that. Like that's impressive, bro. Like that's a dynasty for sure.
And you
So
were
for
correct about the Patriots and Tom Brady. They basically won every other year since 2014.
yeah,
Tom Brady,
like that's
technically.
fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's why I put a bet on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl this year, because last year they didn't win it. So I mean, I'm just going off, off
Trends
pattern.
here.
But yeah, I just I don't see why Bill Simmons or other Twitter heroes would say that it's not a dynasty, other than the fact that they're just salty.
No, for sure.
So, man.
You agree, Steve, Chris, that it's a dynasty?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree that like you can't look at what Golden State has done as a squad and with your chest say they're not a dynasty.
Mhm.
Like if you take literally go to any other like sport franchise and you make them the exact same way as like Golden State was, have them win at the exact same rate, that team will instantly become a dynasty. Instantly.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter
Yeah,
who it is.
100%.
So
Okay, so that was the last topic of conversation here. Now, again, next time we record, next Monday, the draft will happen.